to the crossover, where nothing is out of bounds and everything is fair game. We have a lot to cover with you today, but first, let's check in with the Tunnel Crew. Please give a warm welcome to Stacks, MVP, Rooftop, DP, and Big T.
What's happening, everybody? And once again, it's time for At Home with the Crossover. I'm your man, Big T, alongside my usual tag team partners, my favorite friends in the house. We talking about none other than TP, the Queen, First Lady, the Doctor, the Entrepreneur. What is going on? She'd have added a new name to her ledger. Queen, what's going on?
Everything. Be the change that you want God to see.
There you go. There you go. Then we got my man, Bro Mel is in the house, the legend, the Elon legend, basketball guru. Bro Mel, what's going on?
Hey, glad to be in the house, man. Praise the Lord.
There you go. Yes, sir. Then we got the man that brings the Ag swag to the show as usual. He's always repping the Aggies. We talking about none other than Aggie P is in the house. What's up, Aggie P?
Glad to be here, Big T. Aggie Pride is nationwide.
Yeah.
2 weeks. Football season, baby.
There you go. And then we got Radar Charles is in the house holding things down. Radar, what is going on, my man?
Narrow is the way when you score 50 points in game 6, Big T. Narrow is the way. That's all I got to say.
That's all you got to say. And then, of course, we got the man that's holding things together on the digital side of things. He's making sure our timing is right and the buffers. Well, you know, between him and Radar, they joined together to do this. Make sure the timing is right. Make sure we got the buffer music coming in the breaks and going out of the breaks. We're talking about none other than Birdman is in the house. Bird, what's going on?
I know the Lord will make a way for football season. Hall of Fame game next week. Let's go.
Oh,
man. All right.
Hey, I know you're gonna be rooting against them Cowboys, even though it's exhibition and don't count. You still gonna be rooting against them.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah, he's one of the biggest Eagle fans we know for sure, and he can't stand them Cowboys. Hey, together we are the Tunnel Crew, watching everything that happens inside and outside the tunnel, leading to the lines of competition in the world of sports. And we kick off this edition of At Home with the Crossover like we normally do with the hot topics. Hottest stories in sports may not be what everybody else is talking about, but it's the things that we, the Tunnel Crew, want to talk about. And of course, we got to start off by wrapping up the NBA season, putting a bow. Well, not quite, because we got the draft this Thursday night. But you know, as far as the play on the court, we're wrapping it up tonight because we had the finals conclude last week, and it concluded in a big way with the Bucks game 6 taking care of business, taking down the Phoenix Suns, making Radar's day, making the man happy. He's smiling and grinning from ear to ear. And they took care of business in the game. 105-98 was the final score. But the big news was Giannis, because Giannis scored 50 points, 14 rebounds, 5 blocks. Big one for me, though, was he went 17 out of 19 from the free throw line. Brother knocked down his free throws. And they needed all 50 of those points because the guys that had been helping him out along the way, Chris Middleton, he only scored 17 points, which was a low for him in this series. And Drew Holiday only had 12 points, which was a low for him. And on the other side of things, CP3, he showed up, scored 26 points, but Devin Booker, missing in action, only had 19 points. DeAndre Ayton, missing in action, only had 12 points. And Radar, I'm going to say this before I hand it off to you, because we're going to let you lead off. You said last week, hey, man, Giannis had the block. Giannis had the alley-oop. I can't wait to see what history-making moment Giannis is going to have tonight. And it wasn't necessarily a singular moment. It was the game. 50 points. He's the first guy in history to have 50 points in a closeout game of the finals, and he joined Shaq as only the a second player to have three 40-point game, 10 rebound games in a single finals. Congratulations to Giannis and the Bucks. Radar, take it away.
First of all, thank you, Giannis, for making me out to be not to be an outlier. And also, I want to let everybody know on the Tunnel Crew, I'm not going to hold none of your picks against you right now. I'm going to let you know I forgive and I can forget. Because Giannis scored 50 points in Game 6, bro, Mel. Do you know how pivotal that is? How much of a feat that is? 17 from 19 from the line. The man was out of his mind, blocking shots, dunking on people, throwing assists. He was doing it all, Big T. So all I got to say, and I'm going to make this real short and sweet, the man is on a mission. And he threw shots at everybody at the end. He said, I do not want to join a super team. I wanted to do it the hard way. I said, oh, get ready. Only y'all gonna get it. LeBron, Durant, Kyrie, Butler. If you want it, it's coming through Milwaukee. And damn, he better be coming to Milwaukee. All of them better be coming to Milwaukee because that's where it's coming through. Everybody got to come through the king.
Oh,
I'm done.
wow.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
Hey. Right on.
I mean, what can we say after that, Big T?
Hey.
I mean,
They
hey,
better be ready.
In an award speech to me, that's what it sounds like.
That was some hype, wasn't it? That was some hype.
Yeah.
Anytime somebody go through that much adversity, oh man, get back. First it was the knee. We was laughing at him. Ha ha, he's soft.
Yep.
Then he got beat by the Raptors. Ha ha, he can't do it. Look at him. And next year, LeBron's next. You heard me, Birdman. LeBron next. That's why he's trying to load up. Get me DeRozan. Get me Buddy Hield.
Are you predicting the Lakers Bucks final next year?
Hey, LeBron ain't gonna have it no other way. He
Mm.
ain't gonna have it no other way.
Okay. All right.
Birdman was pointing behind him. Birdman, what you have pointing behind you?
King, they talking junk about you. Oh no, it's not. It's forgive them for he know not what he do. So
So I'm guessing that's LeBron on that pennant back there.
Okay.
third.
I hope so.
Yeah. So, Bro Mel, as our basketball expert, give us your thoughts on the Bucks and is Radar justified to be this excited?
Well, for someone to win their first championship in over 50 years, yeah,
50 years,
yeah, you should be excited, And you look at it, it was a really 6 strong games, man. It wasn't a blowout.
Yeah.
But the thing is that, I seen Milwaukee played a lot more team ball, than Phoenix did. Phoenix just didn't have nothing for the inside,
Yeah.
And and that's coming down the stretch. Phoenix couldn't close it out coming down the stretch, and Milwaukee could.
Yeah.
That's basically what you had. Who made the plays at the end? The thing that I don't like though is that, just like they try to make like Chris Paul lost 2 or 3 games.
Yeah.
You can't take one play and say, he caused them the game.
Yeah.
But who got you there?
That's
You know
right.
what I'm saying?
That's right.
Who got you there? But
And-
it was a good man. It was a good series.
Yeah.
And I think Milwaukee, they just stayed focused.
Yeah.
Because once I'm gonna tell you, Milwaukee went when Middleton went.
Yeah. Yeah.
When Middleton played, Milwaukee won.
Yep. Hey, and that's
And Giannis gonna get his, but where's your other players at?
Well, and that's why what Giannis did in that game 6 was so spectacular because Chris Middleton didn't have his usual game that we saw him have in the finals.
Mhm.
He kind of faded out, and so Giannis stepped up and said, okay, I know I'm not getting the same production tonight, so I'm gonna have to raise my level.
Mm-hmm.
And he made his free throws.
He made
Yeah.
them free throws.
Yeah, but if you look at what he did, he took it to the basket. He cut out all them threes. He took it to the hole. You're gonna have to stop me.
Yep.
And he's strong, and he's hey, they ain't had nothing for him. I'm sorry, they just didn't have nothing for him.
And that goes back to something Bird said last week. Bird said he wanted to see him prove he could shoot from the outside, and he wanted to see him do this and that. And I said, hey, Bird, if they can't stop it, keep doing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Until they prove they can stop it, keep doing it.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
everybody. Man, that first segment flew by. Man, I can't believe it's over that quick. Hey, you're listening to At Home with the Crossover. When we come back, there's more of that on the other side of the break.
Why so sad when the joy is here? What's the answer? Joy in the morning, the crossover. You can find them all right here on 100.7 WLJF. There's no need to be down when there's plenty of joy to go around. Get your daily dose and turn that frown upside down. Love and Faith Radio, 100.7 WLJF, The Joy.
My name is Priscilla Van. I'm with Hometown Insurance Service. I'm an independent insurance agent that specializes in Medicare, senior solutions, life, and health. I work with dozens of companies so that I can offer you the appropriate coverage as well as the affordable price for your insurance needs. If I can help you, please contact me at my website, hometowninsuranceservice.com, or email me at hometown.inservice, or you can find me on Facebook at Hometown Insurance Service. Thank you.
Times are changing. We all have questions about the future. Join us as we find the answers through the Word of God.
Love and Faith Christian Fellowship invites you to join our congregation. One church, 2 locations, Greensboro and Kernersville.
We're helping people on their path to find God as we provide spiritual leadership and growth through diverse ministry.
Celebrating over 25 years of ministry. Join our Love and Faith community where Jesus Christ is Lord and the people are loved.
All right, welcome back to At Home with the Crossover, and make sure you catch this live at home version of the show every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. on YouTube. Just go to the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel, and once you get there, be sure to like, share, subscribe to the show, tell all your friends about it, and tune in every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Then on Thursday nights at 7 p.m., catch the audio version of the original Crossover Sports Show, and you can do that by logging on to WLJFradio.com. And let me say that again. Log on to WLJFradio.com on Thursday nights at 7 p.m. And you can also catch it on the Love and Faith 100.7 WLJF app, which is available both on Google Play and in the iTunes Store. So that's Tuesday night, 7 p.m. YouTube, Thursday night, 7 p.m. on WLJFradio.com. All right, let's get back to the hot topics, and we're gonna move on from the Bucks. Is that all right, Radar?
We're good. I got it out my system.
You got it out the system? All right.
Yeah, we've had enough of that.
You don't send me to the locker room, academic.
We'd had enough of that. All right, we're gonna jump on over to another story related to the finals, kind of tied to it. So everybody knows Maria Taylor was from ESPN and ABC. She was, hosting the pregame and postgame show and all that stuff. And in years past, that's been something Rachel Nichols has done. Well, Rachel Nichols was removed from that duty because of a recording that came out. So last year when they were in the bubble, she had to stay in the hotel room and had to do a lot of her, I think the show that she does on ESPN from her hotel room. And so she would record it on her computer and all that stuff. Well, she had a phone conversation with someone and didn't know that her computer was still recording. And in that conversation, she basically said, because it was in talks that Maria Taylor was going to be getting a bigger role and all that stuff. And she said, look, I'm sorry that ESPN has a crappy resume on diversity, and she said, nobody knows that better than me because I'm a woman and it's been tough. She said, and she said, and I'm all for Maria Taylor moving up and getting, bigger opportunities. Then she said, just not at my expense, And so she basically kind of made it sound like the only reason Maria Taylor was getting the opportunity to get the job was because, you know, ESPN's track record on diversity, which is not true. You know, Maria Taylor, anybody see Maria Taylor knows she's excellent, you know. And so basically the recording goes back to the ESPN servers, and on their servers, anybody can pull it up and watch it. So somebody got a hold to the video, saved it on their phone, passed it around, and it got back to the executives. And so, you know, things were kind of, you know, smoothed over, except for between Maria and of course Rachel, because she said she tried to apologize to Maria, and Maria was having no part of that. Said they still, you know, aren't really on speaking terms, and she said she understands that she was wrong. But the story came out in the New York Times before this year's finals, and it came back into the forefront. And so Rachel Nichols was removed. Maria Taylor was bumped up to that position. But Maria Taylor was in the middle of a contract negotiation with ESPN, and they offered her a substantial increase, and she turned them down. And she took the NBC job. And so all of this went down last week. And just wanted to throw it out there. First of all, I want to say congratulations to Maria Taylor. You know, she's doing big things. Congratulations to her. And Tunnel Crew, your thoughts on this whole situation?
Disappointment. I'm
disappointed. So, as a woman who has been in sports, of course, and the former NBA, I can definitely understand all of her actions, business-wise. I really can. You know, for one thing, when you are a woman, you're already striving to have a name. Mm-hmm. Rachel already had a name. I mean, every time I see her, I've known her if I have known green. Yeah. Clearly, that's one of her favorite colors. Yeah. But you know, she's done a couple of shows, and I don't see why she would kind of feel that way. But I'm gonna be honest, like it's almost like you can never put your guard down when it comes to anybody, especially in sports, because they are still competing, although you still kind of want to root for the other when you are a woman in sports. Yeah. And I think that, you know, when it came time for that situation, she could have apologized, but look how long it took, because truly, if you said this, and even though you might have meant it, but maybe you may have meant it in a different way, the fact that you said it, to me, something inside of you should have said way before this got out. Yeah. That maybe I felt uncomfortable with my words. Let me tell you so. You know what I'm saying? Even if you never thought it would come out. Yeah. You can still go and apologize and say, you know, even if I was in the comfort of my own home, I said some things, and, you know, maybe I did some more research or something, and I apologize, because we know that apologies are really just formalities. Yeah. You really want to apologize, go to the person face to face, you know, and sit down. As far as her going to NBC, I can understand, because when you have done so much work for ESPN, then you start to question the diversity that she is talking about. Then you start to question your work. Okay, what more are you asking me to do? How is that salary compatible to what I just went through? Because now everybody's going to think I have this job based on what happened. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And now, you know, so to me, she probably switched networks, not just because of the money, but it's a good fresh start. If these are my true fans, they're gonna go with me. Yep. Hey, that's good. That's a good way of looking at it. I like that. Anybody else? Oh, well, everybody got quiet. Everybody got quiet. Hey,
TP. I was gonna say that, but just
well, you know, I'm like,
go ahead, Bromel.
Bromel froze up.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know, the length of time that it took. Yeah. The length of time that it took for it to come out, that's the issue I have. Yeah. You know, that and like Sister T said, it just took too long. She should have had that cleared up way. You talking about over a year? Yeah. You know. Yeah. That's the thing I get with that. And then to really be honest with you, it should have been towards ESPN instead of
Yeah.
You know, Miss Taylor.
Yeah.
You know, she should have had a beef with ESPN and went to them privately and talked to them instead of putting her involved in that. She didn't have anything to do with it.
She should, yeah, you're right. She shouldn't even threw her in it. She should have said, "Hey, ESPN, I'm sorry, y'all, like she said, they got a crummy track record on diversity. She should have just kind of aimed her fire at them and let it be, because I don't think she would have caught the heat that she ended up catching, you know, by including Maria Taylor in the conversation. So, all right, well, if that's all, we'll move on to the next hot topic, because we got a lot of big stories before we get to our question of the day, and all of these stories are wrapped up in the question of the day. So we want to make sure we get all of them. Let's jump to the Olympics, because the Olympics, you know, kicked off last Friday, and off to a bad start for America. And I mean, I don't want to say it like, oh, America is just stinking up the joint and everything, because we're winning golds, we're winning silver. In fact, I think America is leading in the overall medal count now. But in the flagship events, America is struggling. And when you start to go down the list, it started off rough with one of our first events. So we know Team USA in women's soccer has been dominant, you know. Now, I know the last Olympics, they got bumped out in the quarters, and that was the first time since 91 that they didn't win a medal in an international competition. But, you know, but it's still Team USA when it comes to women's soccer. Everybody expects them to compete for the gold. Well, they lost their first match. I mean, their opening match. So that was a quick way to let you know this ain't gonna be the way it always has been. And then I can't remember if the match was today or if it was yesterday. I think it was today. They tied 0-0 in their match today. Now, because of, you know, tiebreakers and all that stuff, they advanced to the quarters, but they basically advanced with no wins, you know. And then you move over to Katie Ledecky. She's, you know, of course, the favorite swimmer. Everybody's expecting her to be like the Michael Phelps of swimming in these Olympics. She ended up winning silver in the 400 freestyle. That was a shocker, you know. And then you've got the women's softball team. You know, they used to be the dominant force in the world, and they lost in the gold medal match to Japan. They still got a silver, but everybody's like, it's disappointing. You know?
Do they have any girls from A&T on that team?
I don't
know. If they did, they would have got the gold. Just let me make that clear right now, Radar.
That might be why they lost, because they sent a bunch of girls from A&T over there because they thought it was hot stuff.
Got the gold.
I'm just saying, excuse me. Go on, Big T. Go on.
Hey, and then of course we know about the Team USA basketball. I mean, they lost 2 exhibition games and then lost their opener to France. You know, they haven't played their second game yet, but like I said, these guys had only lost 1 game in the Olympics. I'm sorry, they were undefeated in the Olympics under Coach K in 11 years, and they lose their first game in the Olympics. We hadn't lost since the bronze team in 2004. You know, that's where LeBron got his nickname from, LeBron's, because he was on that team that went for bronze. And then now women's gymnastics. Of course, today it was learned that Simone Biles was going to be removing herself from the team competition, and as a result of that, they won silver instead of gold. And she's catching all kind of heat from some fans because they're saying she was selfish. She removed herself not because of injury, but because of her mental health. We've seen this with Naomi Osaka. We're seeing this more and more in sports now. She said she's felt so much pressure the last few years, and it was just weighing her down. And she said she just felt like she needed to take some time off for her mental health. And she said she doesn't know if she's going to compete in the individual events yet. She'll take it day by day, but it wasn't because of injury. And so there are some people getting on her case talking about it was selfish. They kept bringing up the Kerri Strug, where she did it on a injured ankle and all that stuff. Some people are even making it a white and black issue, you know, which this country always takes it in that direction. So with all of these things going on, Team USA, and when I say Team USA, I'm not talking about just basketball. I'm talking about the overall team. We're struggling a little bit. So just want to throw that out there. Tunnel Crew, what's your thoughts on overall Team USA in the Olympics?
Well, Big T, I am glad that it's happening. And I'm going to tell you why. Right now, we all know that Team USA is supposed to be winning when you look at individual against individual. You know, in basketball, we got the talent. Yep. Swimming, you just said you were expecting the person to win.
Yeah.
Biles, we expect for her to get the gold.
Yep.
What Team USA need to get back to is the mental part of focusing on getting the job done.
Yeah.
They take it for granted that they're just good.
Yeah.
And we just gonna go in here and blow everybody out, get all of these gold medals, and they are not preparing themselves mentally for their event. So, hey, it's good. I mean, I'm glad it's happening early. Now we get a chance to see if these guys and ladies have the skill to come back and refocus and get back on track.
Right.
You know, and especially, you know, I'm really pulling for Simone because it's a lot of pressure.
Oh, yeah.
You know, last Olympics, I think 4 gold and 1 bronze.
Yeah.
And, you know, you got to repeat that. It's only a few people in the world that can stand up under that. I've seen that can stand up under that type of pressure and go out and perform. You know, Tiger Woods was one.
Yeah.
You know, it didn't bother him, the crowds, the pressure. I'm going to win 4 majors. He'll go and win the 4 majors because he knew how to prepare himself mentally. So, my opinion, I'm glad it's happening. I hope they go have a session. You know, I hope Durant and I mean, come on, man. I mean, look at that team.
Yeah.
Brother Mail, I know you feeling me on this. They need to go in that locker room and say, okay, nobody's gonna give us anything.
Yeah.
Let's prepare mentally and go out here and whoop everybody's, you know.
And AKP hit it right on the head, man. He just got so complacent that they've been good all these, Olympics with people catching up with them. You know, hey, they're gonna put in their best forward when they see USA.
Oh, yeah.
And like you said, you know, the men basketball, they playing NBA. Everybody want to get their points. Ain't nobody passing to nobody.
Yeah.
And you playing against other NBA players that's, France and, all them guys been playing for so long, man, they eating them up. But, it is a mental thing. Yeah. It's a mental thing to get there. And then when you get there, you gotta compete. Yeah. But, like Agape said, that is a wake-up call.
Oh, yeah. Hey, one thing real quick. I think that a lot of times people forget that, if you win silver, you're still the second best person in the world at that event. You got to stop treating the silver. I know everybody wants to go. We got to stop treating the silver like it's nothing, man. I mean, people like silver's a piece of trash,
The silver is like getting that certificate at the YMCA when you were young. And the other team went up and got the trophy. And they made you sit there and watch them get the trophy.
No.
Now the runner-ups. And they gave this little certificate, man.
Right.
The difference is you're talking about the greatest athletes in the world.
I know.
You're still the second best of that group, I just don't get how everybody just if you don't get the goal, you're just disappointed. Just it's the worst thing in the world.
I look at it, Big T, is that if you're doing it individually, I can see that.
Yeah.
You see? But when you're playing as a team, man, you got enough, connection for y'all to get the goal.
Yeah.
That's why I see with that, because if you the second best in the world, hey, I'd take that if it's individual, But if you got enough firepower beside you to get that goal, that's what you should be getting.
That's what Yeah. Well, and
say this too real quick that
go ahead, TP.
When we look at basketball and we look at all these sports, I think a lot of people forget the background. Like Simone Biles had a documentary. She had people the whole time who have been doing like a big series on her training and everything. And it's the same thing with Naomi Osaka. It's more than just it's more than just a camera for what we see for the game. You know, endorsements, having to get up earlier than you normally do, then still having to do tennis, then press, then all of that. And we have to remember that some of these people are young, you know, and as far as basketball, at least they have some other players. Now they're just gonna have you know, not do well, but they're tired too. They really haven't had an off season. But you know, I say that too because even though you think that these young ladies have, who else is around them who's actually going through the exact same schedule?
It's lonely.
Hey, and unfortunately, the thing that I was afraid was going to happen has happened. There's reports that came out today that the players are kind of blaming Popovich's system, and they're not happy with you know, his system that I said, oh Lord, here we go. Hey everybody, be sure to catch this live at home edition of the show every Tuesday night on YouTube. And you can watch the Tunnel Crew on Love and Faith Radio, on the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel. Once you get there, be sure to like, share, subscribe, and tell all your friends about the show. And then on Thursday nights, 7 p.m., catch the audio version of the show on WLJFradio.com. You can also download the WLJF app, which is available on Google Play and in the iTunes Store. When we come back, we're going to wrap up the hot topics and go into our question of the day.
Why so sad when the joy is here? What's the answer? Joy in the morning, the crossover. You can find them all right here on 100.7 WLJF. There's no need to be down when there's plenty of joy to go around. Get your daily dose and turn that frown upside down. Love and Faith Radio, 100.7 WLJF, the joy.
My name is Priscilla Van. I'm with Hometown Insurance Service. I'm an independent insurance agent that specializes in Medicare, senior solutions, life, and health. I work with dozens of companies so that I can offer you the appropriate coverage as well as the affordable price for your insurance needs. If I can help you, please contact me at my website, hometowninsuranceservice.com, or email me at hometown.inservice, or you can find me on Facebook at Hometown Insurance Service. Thank you.
Times are changing. We all have questions about the future. Join us as we find the answers through the Word of God.
Love and Faith Christian Fellowship invites you to join our congregation. One church, 2 locations, Greensboro and Kernersville.
We're helping people on their path to find God as we provide spiritual leadership and growth through diverse ministry.
Celebrating over 25 years of ministry. Join our Love and Faith community where Jesus Christ is Lord and the people are loved.
100.7 WLJF.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to At Home with the Crossover. You can catch this live at home version of the show every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. on YouTube. And you can do that by going to YouTube and checking out the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the show. Tell all your friends about it and tune in every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. live. And then on Thursday nights at 7 p.m., catch the original audio version of the show. And you can do that on WLJFradio.com. You can also download the WLJF app, which is available both on Google Play and in the iTunes Store. And that's Thursday nights at 7 p.m. All right, TP, do we have any social media comments or shout outs or anything anybody has wants to pass along to the Tunnel Crew?
They're just saying that they're enjoying the show and that just saying that they're enjoying the show. That's pretty much it.
All right.
We just appreciate everybody watching and listening.
Hey, I'm sorry, TP. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, we just say I appreciate everyone who is watching and who's also listening in their cars and who's also watching us here on the crossover.
All right. So they letting everybody know they think we're doing all right job. So we appreciate that. Thank y'all for listening, for watching, and for spreading the word. All right, we got 2 more stories, and what I'm gonna do, y'all, I'm gonna blow through these right quick, and then we'll let everybody comment on them when we're talking about the question of the day. First story is college football expansion. It was announced late last week that Oklahoma and Texas wanted to leave the Big 12 and join the SEC. Well, that was made official today when they sent information over to the conference saying, to the Big 12 saying, we don't want to re-up our media deal, which basically is saying we're done, we're gone, we're moving on. SEC has been having meetings, so it sounds like they are open to bringing them in. And a lot of people are saying this is going to make basically a 16-team super conference, which now it's going to be a domino effect because now the ACC is scrambling saying, well, we need to go after West Virginia and Notre Dame and try to get them in our conference and boost our profile and everything. So, it's definitely going to lead to all kinds of big changes in the world of college football. And then the COVID vaccine has been hot in the news as of late. So SEC commissioner last week at SEC Media Days, he basically said there'll be no makeups. If your team is not mostly vaccinated and you have a COVID outbreak, we're not going to let you make these games. Last year they were bending over backwards trying to make games up and get all the games in because COVID was new. Everybody was dealing with it. They said, not this time. He said, if your players aren't getting vaccinated and this, that, and the other, then that's on you. We're not going to let you make the game up. And he added that there may be a forfeit involved, which is going to be an L for you. Okay. So moving on to the NFL, where they released a statement this week saying, that they expect all Tier 1 employees to be vaccinated. It's a requirement. It's mandatory. And that includes front office officials, all coaches, equipment managers, scouts. The players are not being forced to, but they are saying if you're not vaccinated as a player, you have to wear a mask anytime you're in the team facilities or you'll be fined $14,000. DeAndre Hopkins went on social media and posted, I'm rethinking my future. I may retire. Jalen Ramsey said, this is not right. Our freedoms are being taken away. Cole Beasley, he came out a long time ago, said he wasn't taking the vaccine. He said, this ain't fair. They trying to put the squeeze on us and blah, blah, blah. So that leads to our question of the day, because with all these big stories, the ones we talked about earlier, the ones I just mentioned, what's the biggest story of the week? Is it Simone Biles and her having to withdraw from the team competition because of mental health reasons? Is it Texas, Oklahoma joining the SEC? Is it the struggles of Team USA as a whole overall? Is it this COVID vaccine situation? Is it that? Out of all these stories, Tunnel Crew, I'm gonna throw it out there. Question of the day is, which one of these, in your opinion, is the biggest story?
COVID vaccines.
COVID
vaccines. Why? Because I get what the NFL is doing. I get what all the college, all that stuff is doing. However, Pastor Thomas has said it in one of his sermons just this past Sunday, I believe. Everybody has a choice. God gives us a choice. And so if these players, they're not forced to get it, that's fine. If they want to rethink their future, that's fine. But the impact that this virus has had on sports, and not just on sports, but in the world in general, you would think that cracked up to be, you're taking away my freedom.
And I agree with Birdman too, because yes, it's a choice, but you have other people's lives in jeopardy. That's what I look at. You have other people's lives in jeopardy, and you potentially can, harm somebody else. If that's what you want to do, then that's fine. You go ahead, don't play. If you do, you'll get your vaccine, but don't put somebody else in jeopardy. It's just like what we walk through in the world today. Some people is not vaccinated, but they still running around and no mask covering or anything like that, putting somebody else in jeopardy. So, I believe that's a big story. Yes, it's entertainment, but it's people's lives too.
One thing I want to add real quick, it's freedom of choice, and nobody's telling you can't go do something else. Like you had a couple of coaches. One said he was, not going to do it. And the other one, he said he's going to sit out this year until next year. And all of that goes back to, okay, that's your choice. You know what I'm saying? That when you talk about freedom of choice and this, that's your choice. You know, there's nothing that says you have to be a coach in the NFL. You know, so if they make a rule that you say, I don't want to follow it, then you got choice to go do another job. So your freedom is not being taken away.
I feel like people are most, whether or not you like this story, I feel like people are most kind of either shocked, agree with, or disgusted by what they heard with Simone Biles. But I think that people are starting to really look at the reality of COVID and the Delta variant, because even while we've done this broadcast, we just now found out that Guilford County Schools here in Greensboro, North Carolina, is now requiring that the schools now, the students now wear masks. So the School Board of Education, this just happened less than 2 minutes ago. So, you know, I think that it's starting to hit, and I think it's starting to hit people who can't bring their families there to support them when it's happening. And some of that pressure is coming from COVID, because, you know, our country, people have freedom of choice, but people like countries like India, countries like Africa, they are begging for the vaccine. Some countries are having to spend $2,000 and $3,000 to get it, whether our country gives it to us for free. So to look at, that's my feeling on the story.
Radar, your thoughts?
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm more you know, back in the day when you had team rules and policies, Aggie P and Bro Mel can attest to this more than anything. When you came into that locker room, you knew you had to abide by certain rules, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You know, it was ones you could bend, but hey, if this is something that's going to benefit my team, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
And a former player said it best. He said, once it starts costing your teammates money, now you have to rethink it. You like you said, either you want to play or you don't. It ain't no big story, and it's not about being fair. It's about being a part of a program, a part of a team.
Yeah.
A part of an organization, which is going to cost you some freedom, some liberties, right, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. You make a good point, Radar, because I'm sitting here going back and forth in my mind, like, why are they not taking the vaccine or getting the vaccine?
Yeah.
I mean, if God has blessed me to make it to the highest level in a sport, and the only thing, I mean, this is just Aggie P's opinion. Please. And the only thing I got to do is take the vaccine so I can continue to play this sport, support my family. You know, I mean, just to keep going forward in what God has me to do, take the vaccine. I mean, when you guys are talking, I'm just sitting here thinking, why wouldn't you take the vaccine? Right. You're in a team sport. You know, it's kind of like in my household. You know, I got an elderly mother-in-law to stay with me. You know, some other stuff going on. So I was ready to take the vaccine because I didn't want to be one that didn't and put them in harm's way. So, like you said, Radar, I don't get it. I mean, I really don't get it. I think they should take the vaccine.
I
guess I never understand why you don't want to take the vaccine.
Yeah.
And I got one other point. If Giannis came to me right now and told me, hey, I need you to take the vaccination, brother, one more time for the Delta variant and the other variants.
Yeah.
I'll get ready to take it so I can play alongside Giannis and beat LeBron for his second championship. I'm gonna get the vaccination. It's no question. It's no question.
You know what? It's all over. You almost getting there. You almost getting there. I'm gonna tell you why. Because you know they've been in talks about this booster shot. And I'm gonna be honest, some people are gonna say, "Oh, I don't want the booster either." Well, let me tell you something. That booster is a whole bunch of think of it like a whole bunch of vitamin C.
Yeah.
They're taken to defend your body and against other people from germs in the same room. So you're right. If Giannis came to you right now and said, Radar, I'm gonna let you come to the bubble if you get your vaccine.
For the second championship run. Yes.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Hey, you know something? One thing about the player situation they aren't even requiring the player. I don't understand why the players that I don't want to take the vaccine. Well, why are you even making it an issue? Because they're saying you don't have to take it. You just can't have the same freedoms as your teammates. They're saying you have to, like we in team meetings and everybody else sitting there with no mask on, you have to wear a mask. They don't like the fact they're gonna get fined $14,000 every time they see him walking around that facility without a mask on. And I'm like, because ultimately it's not about them making, like the office staff and the coach and all, yeah, they're making them take it. But as far as the players, what are y'all complaining about? Because why are you saying your freedoms are being taken away? They're not saying you have to take it. They're just saying you don't have the same the same freedom, right, in the facility that everybody else has. But that's the choice you made,
But Big T, it only takes 1 or 2 players to affect the whole team.
Yeah, exactly.
We saw that with that player. Who was that player that said he didn't have COVID? Put his hands everywhere, and then what?
Yeah, he's the one when it first got started. Wasn't that?
Utah.
Yeah. Wasn't it Gobert? Wasn't it Rudy Gobert? Yeah. He was the one when it first got started. Then he had to come back and apologize. But
lights out to all the microphones.
And get this, you remember back in the day when a player didn't want to abide by team rules?
Yeah.
You will see it in Sports Illustrated and other magazines. They off the team.
Yeah.
Quick. And you be like, oh, I guess that's how it is.
Yeah.
Now players got too many options in terms of health and well-being and affecting others. You got to be a little more responsible. Because like when LeBron signed that $1 billion deal, that came with a lot of stipulations.
Oh, yeah.
You can't wear this, or go there, or say this and that and be caught with this person. You can't move like Radar and get LeBron money.
Yeah, that's right.
And LeBron can't move like Giannis. Because Giannis is the new king right now, baby. Game 6, 50 points. Come on, Bird, man. Talk to me, man. Tell LeBron, call me, man.
You went from the vaccine to
I know.
I'm just saying, 50 points, game 6. Who do that? I ain't never heard LeBron put up 50 points, game 6, baby. Come on, man.
I'm going to jump in here right quick, and I'm going to say this.
He might need a booster shot.
So it sounds like to me, the majority of the Tunnel Crew is saying the vaccine story is the biggest story of the week. So I'm gonna throw another one out there. I think the expansion is the biggest, in my opinion, just because of the things that we're hearing it's gonna lead to. Do y'all know that they're saying, some people are saying they think this is gonna open the door for players to become paid employees because of expansion, having more games and all that stuff. The player, Dabo's already said he's against it, and he said he talked to his players, and they all said they don't want to play more games. And so to smooth that over, they said a lot of people are saying they believe they're going to have to make the players employees because their work week, their schedules are equivalent to a work week. And so I think the expansion is gonna bring about all kinds of chaos into college football. It's not even going to. 10 years from now, college football is not even going to look like college football anymore.
Let me tell you, it already had. I saw one contract already that someone posted and said that after school, Aggie P, you may have seen this too. It said after this person completes either high school or college, they cannot go directly to the NBA. What? They have to wait 2 to 3 years.
See, I'm telling you. This is it's all about money, y'all.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff going on. I'm starting to see a lot of the young athletes with the clothing contracts. So kids from A&T, if I'm not mistaken, I hope I read this right, $500,000 deal. In basketball.
Yes.
A clothing contract. Now I'm seeing a lot of this stuff, and Big T, this money has entered these sports, man, and these athletes.
Yep.
It's gonna be a big, as my grandmother would say, it's gonna be a big mess.
Did y'all hear about the guy that's already made $1 million on endorsements? He's a college.
Oh wow!
Made $1 million worth of endorsements.
This is why I should have a cap.
It's getting crazy.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, make sure you catch this live at home edition of the Crossover every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. And you can watch the Tunnel Crew live on YouTube at the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the show once you get there. And then you can catch the original audio version of the show on Thursday nights at 7 p.m. And you can listen to that edition at WLJFradio.com. You can also catch that version of the show on the 100.7 WLJF app, which is available both on Google Play and in the iTunes store. When we come back, it's time for the wrap-up.
Why so sad when the joy is here? What's the answer? Joy in the morning, the crossover. You can find them all right here on 100.7 WLJF. There's no need to be down when there's plenty of joy to go around. Get your daily dose and turn that frown upside down. Love and Faith Radio, 100.7 WLJF, the joy.
My name is Priscilla Van. I'm with Hometown Insurance Service. I'm an independent insurance agent that specializes in Medicare, senior solutions, life, and health. I work with dozens of companies so that I can offer you the appropriate coverage as well as the affordable price for your insurance needs. If I can help you, please contact me at my website, hometowninsuranceservice.com, or email me at hometown.inservice, or you can find me on Facebook at Hometown Insurance Service. Thank you.
Times are changing. We all have questions about the future. Join us as we find the answers through the Word of God.
Love and Faith Christian Fellowship invites you to join our congregation. One church, 2 locations, Greensboro and Kernersville.
We're helping people on their path to find God as we provide spiritual leadership and growth through diverse ministry.
Celebrating over 25 years of ministry. Join our Love and Faith community where Jesus Christ is Lord and the people are loved.
It's time now for the Crossover Wrap-Up Report. Let's send it back to the Tunnel Crew.
All right. Welcome back to At Home with the Crossover. And real quick, couple of quick mentions. Deion Sanders last week stormed out of his media day press conference because somebody kept calling him Deion. He said, call me coach. He said if you was calling Nick Saban, you talk Nick Saban, you call him coach. If you didn't, you get cussed out. Well, man, they flooded the shows and everything with clips of people calling Saban, hey Nick, 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 Nick. Nick Saban said, I'll respond to anything, so I don't know what Deion's talking about. So there you go there. And then Clemson, they were picked to win the ACC in the preseason football media poll, and they're expected to play North Carolina in the ACC championship and win it. And then Deshaun Watson expected to report to Houston camp, even though 10 out of those 22 women that have accused him of sexual harassment have filed criminal charges, and that was confirmed by the Houston PD. Houston said, hey, he's available for trade. They said, we want 3 number 1s for him. I don't know why anybody would give up that much with a guy that's entangled in legal troubles, but we'll see. And then, hey, Bromell, your man reported to camp. A-Rod, Aaron Rodgers report, and they're reportedly trying to work out a new deal for him. So all the stuff about him skipping training camp and maybe sitting out this season seems to be fraud. All right, let's go with the results from last week. I went 3-1. Believe it or not, Radar, I picked the Bucks to win in 6, and I picked Giannis to be MVP. So there you go, brother. And then Aggie P, Bromell, and Radar went 2-2. Orangeman, Stats, and TP went 1-3. Birdman, I'm glad you had a rough week, brother, because you were breathing down my neck. You went 0-4. Thank you. Thank you, man. Standings look like this. I got 101 wins. Birdman second with 90 wins. Radar and Aggie P are tied with 88 wins. Stats has 85 wins. TP has 80 wins. Bromel has 73 wins. And Orangeman has 31 wins. All right, the picks for this week is heavy on the Olympics. This pick might get thrown out depending on whether Simone Biles can go in the individual competitions or not. But we asked, will she win 3 goals, 2 goals, 1 goal, or no goal in the individual events? Which country will have the most gold medals after Sunday at the close of events on Sunday? Japan, US, China, or any other country? In basketball, Team USA is playing Iran next. Will they win the game by 5 points or less, 6 to 10 points, 11 to 15 points, or by more than 15 points, or will they lose to Iran? And then Major League Baseball, Red Sox at 61-39, at the Rays at 60-30, 3-game series from Friday to Sunday. Your pick by 3 wins or 2-1. All right, let's go ahead and jump on in it, and we'll start with Bird. Birdman, give us your pick, sir.
All right, so I say that Simone will get 3 gold medals. I say Japan will have the most, and USA will lose to Iran.
Woo!
Take the Rays to 2-1.
Okay, Radar, give us yours, sir.
I'm gonna go with Simone Biles for 2. I'm gonna go with the U.S. men's team to lose, and I'm going with China to win the most. And I'm going with Tampa Bay. 2-1.
All right, got you. Aggie P.
Yes, sir. Simone, 2 goals. USA, the most gold medals after Sunday.
Okay.
Team USA, 6 to 10 points.
Okay.
And the Rays, 2-1.
All right. Bromel.
I have Simone, 1 goal. I got the USA win the most medals.
Okay.
I got US win 6 to 10 points.
Okay.
And then I got the Red Sox 2-1.
All right. TP.
Simone, 2 gold medals. China with the most medals.
Okay.
6 to 10. Team USA versus Iran. And for MLB picks, I said the Rays 2-1. Did I say the Rays or the Red Sox?
I think you said Red Sox.
Red Sox? Okay.
Red Sox 2-1.
Red Sox 2-1. Okay.
Don't really matter, do it, TP.
And then
that's why football is coming.
Stats said Simone 2 goals. China to have the most gold medals after Sunday. Team USA basketball to win 6 to 10 points, and the Rays to win the series 2-1. And then my picks, I took Simone Biles to win 2 goals, China to win the most gold medals by the end of the day Sunday, Team USA to win by more than 15 points, and the Rays to win the series 2-1. All right, let's do our shout outs or shut up and play candidates. Anybody wants to go first?
Let me go first. I want to give a shout out to my high school basketball coach, Mac Morris. He just got into the Sports Hall of Fame, North Carolina Hall of Fame. The only coach that won 3 state championships in 3 decades.
All right.
In the 70s, 80s, and 90s. So I just want to give a shout out to him.
All right.
Page Pirates.
There you go. Anybody else?
I want to give a shout out to Chris Middleton for scoring all those points and helping Giannis rest so he could score 50 points in Game 6. That's all I got to say. I thank you, Chris Middleton. You did your job.
Anybody else?
Man.
All joking aside, I like to see the young guys winning, so I'll shout out Ante Tecumpo. He finally did it. Ain't gonna happen again, but
hey, TP, Aggie P, y'all got anybody?
I'm good, Big T.
All right.
I'm not even gonna give Giannis any more credit to know. Radar has covered everything.
Covered it well.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna throw one out there. Hey, Luka Doncic, he scored 48 points, had 11 rebounds, 5 assists, in his Olympic debut. That's the second most points ever scored in the history of the Olympics. So
wow.
Hey, for all the Tunnel Crew, for the Queen, for Aggie P, for Birdman, for Radar, for Bromel, I'm your man Big T signing off and saying, no matter where you are, look up and know that your creator is there. Until next time, see ya, and we might want to be.
That's all we have for you today. So be sure to join us next week for the crossover. And remember, the Tunnel Crew don't play unless we have something to say.